And we're live.
What
What
up?
is up, gang?
G, thanks for coming today, man.
Um, Luke, why don't you tell us what's going on over there? A little bit different of a situation.
That is if you were looking, that's Kansas right there. We're in the middle of Kansas. Got me, the dog, she's pissed, and then we got old man Jay and Donald Trump signs everywhere. So Kansas is different, dude. It's quite different. Well, I'll tell you some stories about that. But basically, just driving cross country right now. Day 2. We did 14 hours yesterday. We are I think we got 5 hours left until our final destination for the day. Settle up, get some bull testicles, enjoy it, eat dinner. But we're moving to the West Coast, dude. It's time
Hey,
to
let's
start a new journey.
let's see the pack job one more time. What are you working with
Yeah, the
back
pack
there?
job. Well, we can't flip the camera, so got this is the luggage that we currently use. Dog's got her spot. This is the cooler with some food in there, drinks, water, snacks, fruit. And then the pack job, I don't think you could see well, but it's in there. We had left a lot of stuff home. A lot of stuff. So it's all
And
going to
don't you
get
got
shipped
something on the
out.
roof too?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. I'm not putting my arm out the window at 80 miles an hour, but
Nah,
that's
don't do
out
that.
there too.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it. Drinking lots of coffee. I did a haul the mornings. Like I said, Vince is doing now. But moving to where do we live? Santa Barbara.
I feel like that's where humans are weird, right? Like you just end up creating these systems, even like on something short, like a road trip, right? Like you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put all my stuff right here, only the quick things.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's what we did. We did like quick grabs. Like I got the Element T salts like right here on hand.
Yeah.
Extra bag of clothes. The pack job was a little bit different. I was like TSA pre, so I set up while I was at your wedding, flew home, flights were delayed, got here in Pennsylvania, packed up the car. Vince was, of course, at work, so no one helped me pack. But after that, in the middle of packing, we didn't finish everything. The next morning, packing, getting ready to leave on Wednesday, and I'm like TSA pre. Vince brings his bag in to try to jam it into the fucking car, but I open up his bag. He's got 6 bottles of Listerine for the car. I guess he's gonna drink each one every mile or some shit. So I take that out. Like again, TSA pre. He's looking at me embarrassed. I throw him away. Then we fit my clothes in perfectly, my small bag, and then I get his luggage. Well, his luggage, he brought his whole fucking closet with him. So I didn't know if he was moving. The same thing. We went back inside at 6 a.m. We unpacked it. Guy had several pairs of sweatpants because he's afraid within sitting in the car every couple hours, he's going to have to change his pants, I guess, quite often. He's getting nervous driving right now. There is no tornadoes, man. There's not a sky in the
The
clouds.
sky looks blue.
It's just there's a farm happening and they're blowing up some dust, and Vince thinks it's a motherfucking tornado. But that was basically the situation yesterday. So we unpacked his clothes. We set on. I drove a chunk. He drove a little bit in the middle yesterday. Most he's ever driven on a road trip though. So
What's the fastest you've gone so far?
today,
Either
or just
either
the
day.
overall trip.
Your record speed right now.
Like speed right there. Well, the speed limit right now is 75 in the middle of Kansas. I like to stay at the speed limit because I don't think there's really a reason, especially on these highways when the speed limit's 75. Vince, on the other hand, I'm pretty sure ripped 100 at one point yesterday, and I had to taper him down because it's like they won't give you a ticket as long as you're not going like 4 or 5 miles over the speed limit. But then it's like there's literally signs everywhere where it's like $1,000 speeding ticket because at that point you're going reckless speeds. But yeah, he's only needs something. We're in the middle of a podcast, dude. I have issues with driving. I don't like speeding anymore. When I was younger, I guess I'm pretty young still now, but I was driving to North Carolina, I think to go camp. I don't remember if I was going to North Carolina to see Nick or was I going to North Carolina to see Julie. It was one of them, but I was going down south from Philadelphia in Vince's car, and I was in Tennessee. So I think I was camping and going through like the Great Smoky Mountains and stuff, and then going to meet Nick in South Carolina. But we're driving, ripping down the highway. Literally no cars on the whole entire thing, and I think we're in Virginia still, so it's a shitty state. Don't speed there. I go to pass a truck. I get nailed for speeding. I was going 90 something, I guess. But Again, passing a truck, open highway, not a car. Got a mega ticket. Had to go to traffic school. Had to pay for a lawyer. Bunch of shit. So ever since then, I do not speed because I'm not fucking with that ever again.
Where'd they want you to go to traffic school, in Virginia?
Well, that was like part of like, so it was basically a felony charge for speeding, and because Virginia's nuts. So the lawyer, they basically give you a ticket. He immediately handed me like a slip of paper, said your ticket's going to come in the mail, and just got back in his car and ran over the next person, pulled the next guy over. So they just snag people all day long in Virginia. So if you're ever in Virginia, people, Gaz, anybody, never speed in Virginia. Never, never, never. If we survive this car ride, Vince is for some reason taking his sweatshirt off instead of just,
Yeah.
putting
Chad,
the
if you
air
hear
on.
that beeping noise, it's not the airbag or seatbelt. It just means that Vince has gone off the road a little bit.
Yeah, he's trying to take his jacket off. No, he's got to stay on this side.
Can
He's
you
trying to go
disable
into
that?
Yeah, it's just like also when you're driving, please know the law, the road law. So Matt doesn't really know it that well, or I don't know if it's a law, so now you can go to the right side. If you're driving past a stopped car on the right-hand side of the road, does anybody in the chat know what you're supposed to do? Get to the other lane. All right. Anybody? I'll give you 3 more seconds to write in the comments. Nobody. All right. No viewers. Give me your sweatshirt and keep your eyes on the road, Vince. All right. So when you're driving, you have to stay on if there's a car parked or stopped, you got to slow down drastically, or you got to get over. Depends on the state. PA, it's a law. Kansas, it's all over the thing. You got to know. But Matt did not know the law in California. He kept saying to me when I was out there last week, getting mad at me, yelling at me. So just know the law. Vince just asked as we were driving past a cop, what am I supposed to do? And he started to panic. I don't know if he was trying to get in the right. What are you trying to do? I'm hot. You're hot because you're panicking. Jesus Christ.
Put the AC on.
Yeah, the AC is on, but he's panicking. All right, but anyway, so I wanted to chat about road trips today. We've both been on a crap ton, I think. We've been on a bunch together. That was kind of the topic at hand here. Before we dig into it, you got any last plugs? Anything you want to say? Anything about like Eric's music? You need to give him a plug. Nothing. Anything about CrossFit? Last plug, and then we'll get into the topic on hand.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we'll get on the
topic. Did you send out the link to the stream here?
I don't know if I close my browser, what will happen. If I do close my browser, I'm not sure. I can send it to the homies. If I do close it, I'll just open up the chat again, so let me know.
All right, I'll let you know.
Yeah. Wait, I got to figure out. Do you think I could post the link on Instagram? I'm closing the thing now. If not, you guys entertain the chat. I'll be back in 20 seconds.
All right, so you're still here. He's still with us, chat, and he's gone. So we're just going to try to work out these technical difficulties, get you guys into the live show. One thing I want to talk about real quick is it's just me and G. I got married last week, and I bought a house. So this will be the last kind of couple days you'll be seeing the office here at HQ where we're moving it. So yeah, big exciting endeavor. I got to talk to my tech guy Gazzo about how to properly Ethernet a house. We want to make sure there's Ethernet in all rooms because, for those that don't play games, Wi-Fi just isn't there yet with the speed. So keep that in mind. As you can see, I've been, branded here, got the old ball and chain, that kind of good stuff. But yeah, as we wait for Luke to message the homies,
you there?
That's kind of, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I hear your audio.
I'm back. I'm back. All right. I sent it to everybody. So we'll see, chat, if we get some listeners in here. All right. Topic at hand, road trips. How many have you been on?
How many road trips have I been on? Let's see. There was the
initial
initial drive.
Let's define road trip.
I agree.
Are we calling a road trip like couple
distance or time?
Distance.
Yeah, is it for time or is it for distance?
I think they both have major impacts. I think. Let's call it distance. Let's call it mileage. Because you can make a road trip several hours by just basically going in circles. So let's call it distance.
I was going to call it time, but distance works.
I know. If you want to call it time, let's call it time. I think it's got combo, but let's call it time.
I just think if
It's
you're
your show
stuck in
today.
the car for more than a day, that's a road trip.
So you're classifying it as a day. I was gonna say I think a car ride over 5 hours is a road trip.
Oh, okay. Well, shit, then I'm gonna have to do some real thinking.
All right. Well, for this episode, let's call it 500 plus miles.
All right, yeah, that works. 500
And,
plus miles.
All right. I mean, a couple come to mind overall. You got to drastically slow down, Vince, or get to the other lane before you kill us. But you're gonna go. All right. So I have a couple in mind already, but I think overall cross country, I've done this would be number 5. 1, 2, 3. No, this would be number 4. So I got 4 cross countries.
4 cross countries. I've got 2.
2 cross country.
From
2.
east to west.
Oh yeah, you've done with Rick once.
Are we going cross country north to south? Or south to north?
I mean, I think that works.
South to north. I got another 2. So 4 cross country.
4 cross countries. All right, and then long distances, like ones that stick in mind, we can chat about too. But I've done, like I said, 4 cross country. 1 on the West Coast from top to bottom, or pretty close to the top to bottom, right? Yeah. And then I've done 1 on the East Coast from Philly to Florida. So those are my longest trips. But Vince wants to know if our Utah trip counts when we went to Zion.
No,
that was a short.
That was one state crossing.
Yeah, we went through one state. But I mean, a bunch of shit definitely happens on road trips. A lot of crazy stuff. Do you prefer flying or driving? Is another question I have.
As I get older, driving.
Because you're afraid of flying?
I'm a Lombardi. We need to control things. And yeah, I think the fear of not controlling or sitting in the front seat freaks me out.
That's fun. All right. So then
I'm more comfortable on a motorcycle than a plane.
Wow. That's deep right there. Cause I would say other people make me scared to death, especially on the motorcycle. Like not the actual motorcycle driver, the cars around me. It's like, you idiots don't pay attention, so you'll kill me.
Yeah. See, that's why I like the lane splitting rule in California. Because I feel like I'm in control when I'm on the road because I'm seeing what everyone's doing. And if I see someone pulling to an intersection, I can slow down a little bit, play defensive. But like in PA, you're not allowed to lane split. So you're just sitting at a stop sign. You can get just smashed in like a pancake. Wow. And that happened to me twice in the truck already. I got hit from behind.
I was in the car with you once, I think.
Yeah. So that's why I kind of like being able to lane split at red light. That way I feel safer. Like, okay, there's all these cars next to me.
But now, Matt, those accidents that did happen, they were always the person behind you's fault for the most part, right? Yeah. And nothing that you knew was going on. Monica, what up? Welcome to the chat. We're just talking about road trips.
What's up, stranger?
Road trips. All right, so when you're driving in a car, do you prefer to be the one driving, or are you okay with somebody else driving?
When I'm excited, I'm ready to go. I'll drive. I'm down to drive. If it's a new car, I'm down to drive. That fades off a little bit until once I get tired or bored, then I'll be down to let go of control.
So you're okay with that? I have an issue with that. No, I fucking hate when other people drive. I don't trust them, dude. It's weird. I only trust. Literally, I think the only person I trust at this point driving is you. For some reason, I don't know if it's just because we've done trips together, but Vince driving right now, I'm on edge.
Does it matter what seat you're sitting in though?
If I'm in the back seat, I'm a little bit more out of it. In the front seat, it's like driving with Trill. The other day, I was putting my foot down, slamming on the brake. It's there's cars. Literally, the lights are red, and you're still going 75. Yeah. And their headlight or their real lights are on. Vince, it's dude, you're going 100. The speed limit's 80. Drop down 20 miles an hour. There's no reason. He claims that there's a difference between a seasoned driver.
That's everyone's favorite argument, though, is how many accidents they've been in, blah 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 blah. But it's it doesn't matter really. It's either if I feel safe or I don't feel safe.
Well, that's what me and Eric got into a fight because I didn't let him drive home from the wedding, and he was like, "I have a cleaner driving record than you," and I was like, "You definitely don't." First of all, but secondly, it doesn't matter. Like, it just he's okay with me driving, so I was like, "Just let me drive because it makes me feel safer."
Yeah. Monica Gomez, Luke is going to California. It's nice meeting you, Monica, for the first time.
I'm in the middle of Kansas, Migs.
There you go. So I was also going to ask, is there a certain type of person that makes you more nervous than others? So like male, female,
absolutely,
friend or stranger?
Stranger makes me nervous as hell. Stranger, definitely, I don't know them. Male, female, I would say just an overall experience. I've had a better experience driving with male. I'm not saying they're better, but the people I've driven with have always been like better experience with like a male. Again, Rick's a male, and I don't like when he drives.
See, I'm like, the opposite. Here's a funny thing. I watched. So Rick got his permit way late in his life, not like a normal teenager. And I remember he barely used it. So like, you know how PA gives you a permit and you can go drive with someone that has a license to learn. Mm-hmm. Rick got his permit. I don't think went driving once. So had it for the time you were supposed to have it. When it was time to get the license, he just went on one quick little parallel parking tutorial with James the day before. I was in the car, awful, scared to death. But he went to take the test and he passed, and we were all like, how the hell? So anyway, I get this guy, Rick, and we go to FedEx at the time in college. That's where we worked. We would drive there every day. I would drive. But when he finally got his license, his dad gave him a car. So I would take the trips with him. He would drive to kind of repay to FedEx back and forth. And I remember just being so scared because I just knew like this dude like has never driven, and here I'm in the car and I was like, yeah, same thing. Like I'd see the brake lights down and like he wouldn't brake, and I'm like, are we gonna hit the fucking brakes? But anyway, so one time we were going to Target. It was me, him, and my ex Hannah in the back, and we're rolling into a spot. He sees the spot. It's a few cars up. We're driving down the parking lot, and he goes to turn into the spot, and I feel the car accelerate a little bit. And I'm like, because when you pull into a spot, you don't really hit the gas, right? Your foot's hovering the brake. So we're accelerating, and I go, ooh, and I make a noise, which he claims is what ruined it for him. But next thing I know, he goes even faster and just nails this car that was parked in the front space. And then we sat out there for a little bit. Some people just looked at us and kept walking. We stood around the car. We weren't sure what to do. And then we were just like, I was like, all right, let's just go inside and we'll come out and see if the person's still there. But when we came out, we kind of forgot about it. There was no damage, but yeah, it was a hit and run on Rick's part.
Holy shit, on Rick's part. I mean, just
so everybody knows. So what I was saying though is when I drive with him now, I'm not really scared anymore. I'm actually kind of comfortable when Rick drives.
When he drives, do you think that's just because he's a cautious person?
I don't know what it is, or just because I've seen it all from him. So I've been in the car when he's gotten pulled over.
Yeah, so I guess you just have like a more comfortable state, maybe.
Yeah.
Or it's like the expectation. You just know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. Driving with my brother Adam, I hate that too. It's kind of the same thing. It's just like at this point, he's such like, I don't want to use the word reckless, careless driver. It's like, we're going to speed past these cops and see what happens. It's like his mindset. And it's like, he's at that point, it's just like, you're the idiot who got pulled over. Like, there's nothing we could do. Yeah. But, I mean, just so everybody knows, Rick's one of our best friends. He's a great guy. So, I mean, follow his music channel. There's nothing bad about the guy. He just means well. He's probably one of Matt's best friends. He was Matt's best man, actually.
He was the best man. You zoomed in. Wow.
I don't know how I did that, but...
Nice.
All right, well, shit. Oh, I'm a little bit zoomed in now. All right, so driving, road trips. So you prefer driving over flying. The longest flight you've been on that makes you discomfort is when you went to Asia, probably, right?
That would flying? Yeah, 12 hours.
Yeah. All right, and then comparison to the longest drive you've been on, what one was worse?
Flying.
Flying. So you've probably been on a flight that was, 16 hours, 15 hours when you went to Asia?
Yeah.
Air time might have been a little bit less. You would
What was the
prefer.
Australia flight like for you?
I think that was 16 hours, and I mean, I didn't have anybody next to me, so I kind of just chilled. I watched a bunch of movies. When I get on a plane, I usually, for the most part, besides this time coming home from the wedding, I normally just pass out. I just go to bed.
That's interesting. Yeah, it reminds me. I didn't have. Thanks, Monica. Appreciate it.
Look at that. The thing pops up when somebody chats. That's awesome.
I think G did that. I think G has control to highlight messages.
That's awesome. He's finally starting to get in control of his job.
Migs, I have a hunch that maybe your time is coming up soon. So, just keep hoping, keep poking, keep prodding. That's what worked for me. Trill just would keep going at it. So I finally caved one day. But it doesn't really feel any different. But anyway, what we were talking about, I think I went when
driving,
we did Thailand.
flying, yeah.
I went solo. And I think you're right. That's a little bit different. I think I'm a little more scared solo flying.
Scared? What do you mean scared?
I'm a little more uneasy when I'm flying by myself.
Like you just feel anxious, like the plane's gonna crash, or you feel like something else?
Just the same control. I don't have anyone to talk to.
What up, BT, dude?
BT.
Welcome to the chat, dude. Big Brian trainer.
I always feel like with a name like that, he should be a trainer.
He should be. I wanted him to get us to level 1, and we were going to go through coaching development, but he just refused. He refused.
I mean, you can still get your L1. I just want to do a little plug there. I feel like even if you don't want to be a coach, if you take the L1, you'll just really appreciate CrossFit.
I agree. We mean Vince. He's just been getting an earful on CrossFit, but we could fill that in on the second part when we open up the line.
And to Vince's point, it's not a big time suck. It's literally 2 fucking days. You don't need to study for it, in my opinion.
Yeah, you definitely don't. It isn't a time suck because, first of all, like you said, just because you take the L1 doesn't automatically mean you're a coach. In my eyes, it doesn't mean you're a coach yet. But with time under your belt, then it does become that.
But yeah, travel, like we were saying.
Yeah, we got pulled off there. BT messed us up. But yeah, so travel, flying, so you feel more comfortable flying with other people, because I guess you probably think if you're going down or going to die, that they're going with you is probably how you feel. Yeah,
what about you? Are you still a lone wolf? You prefer solo travel?
Yeah, I'm a lone wolf. I don't really care. But
what about in the car?
Gas here, just an FYI, is $2.99 right now. If anybody has seen the $2.99 anywhere where you live, yeah, we should just fill up again. But no, I don't mind flying alone. The only thing about driving for me is I just get in my head and I start to get tired. So I just this morning, Vince was asleep and I just kept slapping my face. It was 5:30 in the morning. We couldn't find any coffee. He was asleep immediately. We left the hotel. He showered, went to bed right away. So those moments, those are the moments I get more scared, because it's fuck, I'm going to kill this guy next to me. Not no other reason other than that.
Do you driving alone though?
Yeah, I like driving alone. I just get tired. I like to do. I'm usually alone when I do a lot of things. It's just how my life rolls right now.
Because I would disagree. You definitely don't like to drive alone.
Well, why do you say that?
I think you were about to cry when you were thinking Vince wasn't going to drive out with you this time.
Yeah, just because that's a long, daunting
and then you
drive.
tried to recruit Eric into it, Chad.
Look, this is what's around. Nothing. I tried to get G to, but then
I think that would have been a good trip, a good bonding experience.
Yeah, well, G decided to go on vacay, but
he told me Monica said he wasn't allowed.
He shouldn't be allowed.
He claims
G's mad that I didn't ask him. I thought you were working, dude. But all right, well, I mean, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I don't like driving alone. Flying, I don't mind at all. I like going through the airport, going through the motions, doing the thing I want. The only thing, my only complaint, and Rick, again, I love you, man. You're a great guy. But driving or flying with high maintenance people is one of the hardest things for me. It's if we land in an airport, I'm fucking starving, obviously. But the person next to me, usually Rick's this guy where he's I need to eat now, and just starts food raging, and he needs food, and we can't do anything until we get food. That's the hardest part for me.
Yeah.
And then again, flying, there's more fucking shit that you got to deal with. TSA, you got to deal with all these other things, asshole people on the plane, and all this other stuff. So I kind of to wrap it back. Driving, I would prefer for most things. For time and convenience, I'd rather fly. But again, it comes down to the dollar as well. Like getting to the airport, if it's like a short, like when I was going to go to Virginia to see Fern, I was like, all right, should I fly? It's 2 hours to the airport, an hour in the plane, getting the plane ready, flying. By the time I'm leaving Philly, I could be in Virginia. So it's like,
And so what if you're with people? Same thing. You'd rather fly than drive.
no, if I'm with people, I'd rather drive. Again, as long as the distance is appropriate. Like I don't want to go a long distance by myself. But these like cross country trips, like me and Vince, when the first time when I went to Seattle, I don't remember even what year that was. What was the year Adam got married? 2017, 2016, something like that. It was 2016. We drove my 1997 Jeep Wrangler soft top to Seattle. Vince was petrified the whole time. He just kept thinking it's going to break down anytime like a light came on in the car, windows. So the first time we're driving, PA is a long state. So we got 5 hours of PA. We're driving. He insists that every window has to be down, but they're zippered. It's an old Jeep, soft top. So the back windows we take off, they're in the truck. I'm like, all right, either my stuff's going to fly out the window because it's jam-packed. Second, we're driving. I'm like, the sky's getting dark, dude. We drive, we're pulling, it starts downpouring. We have to pull under an underpass, put the windows on. And like that was the start of the trip. The highlight was like Vince always insists the windows need to be down because he doesn't understand how an aerodynamic vehicle works, like how fuel mileage works. But that was like that. But then driving the whole time, that is a trip I would much rather have had somebody with me because if my Jeep died in the middle of nowhere, then I'm probably getting killed. Like we ran Wyoming down the valley and we'd go to like this mechanic to check on the car because the gas or a light came on. It was like the ABS light, which is just an emissions thing. It's totally fine. And it always happened. But he checked it for us all this, but Vince was like full on panic mode. I think that Jeep would still be alive if I didn't sell it. I love that thing.
Yeah. Thing was a fucking tank. Just
smelled.
Yeah,
it made it. Yeah, it did. Remember every time you turn it on, you just get like fumes. But it was awesome. Did you ever drive it?
No, because I don't know stick.
Yeah,
and you
right.
were
I'll teach you that.
Didn't want me to kill the clutch.
Well, because I killed the clutch, but I'll teach you now, dude. I'm a teacher now. Like, how to teach you how to drive a stick. Like before, I'd be like, all right, press the clutch, and then I'd be like, what don't you understand about it? But slowly now I'd layer it in, When I tried to teach Vince, I just yelled at him. But me and you have never been on a cross-country road trip, but we've been on some pretty dope road trips up and down the coast.
We've been on a north-south cross-country, I'd say.
North-south, yeah. I guess if we classified that as cross-country. Yeah, you picked me up in the airport, and then we drove all the way to Portland and then back down.
Speaking of road trips, I've always wanted to do the road trip to Alaska.
Yo, Vince just brought that up. He said to me on the drive here, he said, how come none of you idiots have ever been to Alaska? That drive would probably be nuts, especially once you got through, because you have to go through Canada at one point, right?
Yeah, you gotta go through Canada. You ride the ice roads.
Yeah, you have to get. I'm sure there's a bunch of rules we have to take either.
Gee, can you handle that? Mod that, please. Sorry, Chad. We got some fucking spam in there.
69 girls. Gee, come on, man.
For those who don't know, G's our kind of tech guy. He runs the back end. He's the bread and butter of this whole show. But sometimes he goes on lunch and doesn't come back.
Yeah. Now that would be a pretty crazy trip. Do you think you'd be scared there, driving like on ice things? They have a show, right? It's called like the Alaskan Truckers or something.
Yeah, Ice Truckers.
Yeah, Kane. That used to be Kane's favorite show.
Good show.
Weird show to be your favorite show, but Alaskan Truckers, they drive across like frozen lakes. How freaked out would you be if you didn't know you were driving across a frozen lake and it just shattered?
Yeah.
And you went
freaked out.
What did you do?
Freaked out. Dude, did I tell you I had a dream 2-3 nights ago with a nuclear explosion?
Yeah, I was there with you. I told you about my nuclear explosion dream too. What was yours about?
Nothing. I was just like, it was one of those short clip dreams where it was like, I woke up and then I was talking to Trill and then a big flash went, I could see through the windows, lit up the whole room. And then the whole house just started shaking like an earthquake. And then, it got brighter and brighter. And then that was it. I woke up.
Then you woke up. Oh shit! There's no build up to it.
No, it was like we were just having a conversation, and then I was like, I looked over the trail, and I was like, oh fuck, I think and then I woke up.
Holy shit! That's freaky too. Is it just because there's conversation of like nuclear war happening, or
Monica, check out episode 3. You'll get a lot of details with the wedding. But yes, the dog was the ring bearer. Luke officiated it. He did a really top-notch job. But for the full-on wedding review, click the link below to episode 3.
We should have. Well, I'm now thinking about it. We should have done a live podcast from the wedding. Actually, we probably didn't have service.
Yeah.
But
also,
no.
just for the guests, don't forget we accept live call-ins. Just FaceTime Luke directly.
I just need the link, and I already had one. BT wanted to do a live call-in.
Oh, yeah.
So it's at the 30-minute mark of every show. We do live call-ins. We're going to talk about road trips. So if anybody wants to go ahead and chat in on the road trip call, G, can you post the link for one individual? You can add who you want in. So post it. If anybody wants to join in, they can join in. You just post the link. You only will accept who you want, one person at a time. So my nuclear bomb war dream was I was in my bed. I don't remember if this is when I was sick though, because same thing. It's kind of similar to yours. I remember having a conversation, and then it got super, super hot in my room. And dripping sweat, and woke up like the world ended basically in my dream, and I was just dripping sweat. So I had a little bit of live stuff happen to me. It was scary. But I was just listening to a Rogan
back to road
trips.
Your dream just made me think about this.
Yeah.
How productive do you feel you get when you're in the car?
Oh, it depends on the amount of coffee. That's the driving factor. A road trip with Rick coming home from the wedding, I drank a coffee, and he told me I didn't shut the fuck up for 5 hours. I just kept talking. Same thing happened this morning when I drank a cup of coffee with Vince. We just dug in deep and just ripped apart how our minds work, and we were talking about life, and we were using the CrossFit methodology and tying it into our own personal lives and trying to navigate his work-life balance.
Yeah, but I mean, if you had a Trello board on your hand right now, how big would the list get? Because if it's me, I'm like, oh shit, when I get home, I want to do this, and I need to buy this, and I need to figure out this, and I need to fix this thing, and I want to do this with the gym. I get crazy, especially, and you're right, the caffeine just freaking takes to another level.
Yeah, I don't know if I actually create a list like you're saying when I'm driving, but I do the opposite, actually. I start to think about all the things that I haven't done yet, and I start to panic. Like the car ride here, I was like, oh, fuck, I'm living with Mantra. I got to find this. I need to do this. I need to do this. And then I go through too big of a list and then forget about everything. By the time we stop, I forgot. I was supposed to sign up for CrossFit Roots yesterday, completely forgot. So if I had personal assistant, I've thought about hiring G to just every time I have a task, just text him and be add this to my Trello board, dude.
Yeah.
But funny thing about Trello boards, I was just telling somebody I need to use them more often because I want to systemize my life in the sense of everybody, people that I'm going to keep in contact.
I think for those that use Trello, my biggest complaint, we lost Luke. My biggest complaint with Trello is just you don't get, you have to really spend extra time to get notifications. I want to use it like iPhone's reminders, but I don't like iPhone reminders. So I just want to get notifications, but then you have to set a due date and all that stuff. And sometimes even when you set a due date, if you didn't assign yourself to the card, you don't get a notification. So I think that's the one thing I'm still struggling to figure out with Trello. It's almost like you're saying, you need a personal assistant. Looks like Migs is for hire. Migs, send us a DM what your rates are. We'd be interested in working with you.
So I've missed probably 80% of that because of the service, but we're good now. So I heard you say something about using the Apple board, and just it doesn't actually work the way you want it to work, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would agree. Every time I do use it, I normally put dumb stuff in there, and then it never actually reminds me, or it just is always popping up on my phone, and I don't like those notifications either. But
Yeah.
so yeah, road trips do that. They trigger a lot of stuff for me in that sense. But you got any like, well, you have some crazy stories. I don't know if you want to talk about them. Road trip stories. Anything that like happened on the road trip that was like you had to have been there to experience, or like encounters with people at a grocery store, or like just drive like right where you are now. It's like we're in the middle of nowhere. It's like I don't think I can live this life. Like in the middle of Kansas, I wouldn't even know what like anything was. I wouldn't know what podcasts are. I feel like, do they know what that is out here?
I want to live everywhere usually when I'm on a road trip. Like I would like when I drive through Kansas, I'm like, oh man, it'd be sick to have a ranch and just raise my own
Well,
cattle.
yeah, I agree. I said the same thing, but I was never like, let's do it in Kansas. I said to myself on this drive, I
Yeah.
was like, I should do a ranch in Montana or Colorado.
Yeah.
Like that'd be dope. Like that'd be the life. But in the middle of Kansas, it's literally nothing, tumbleweed. But
I
any
got a
crazy stories that you have, like encounters, like what's the craziest encounter you have with an individual, police officer, store that you walked into?
I don't think I've had any crazy encounters. Why?
Nothing.
Did something happen to you?
Oh, no, nothing. We've had some weird stuff happen. Like we went to a little quick place today, pull up, it's in the middle of Kansas down the road. There's literally nothing there besides a bunch of trucks. We're sitting outside with the dog eating, and these four dudes come outside and just like shitting on the waitress. They're like, wasn't too bad, but what they say, the waitress was ugly. She could have been taller. She was too short. And then like just looked at us. Fran started growling, and then the one guy started talking to us. But they looked like a Kansas style mob, like they'd fucking kill us.
Like a
Yeah, the
hillbilly
one guy.
mob?
Yeah, one guy. We both noticed that one guy had a Rolex on. He had his Stetson hat on, and they all got in their truck. But like, yeah, just like the times, like outdated, like shitting on the waitresses and like calling them ugly, saying shit. I was like, fuck, I need to get a gun in case this shit went down Western style. But that was like the only crazy thing that's happened here so far on the drive. I'm trying to remember to like recall like when me and you traveled. Besides like the speeding that you got stopped, and we were driving down that hill in California, and you had weed in the glove box.
Yeah.
Oh shit, dude! Vince reminded me. Remember when you
We don't
destroyed
talk
that?
about that, Vince.
We have to. We were driving home from Zion in the truck, and we were looking at the fucking farms, and Matt, there was ducks in the middle of the street crossing, and I turned, and I was just dead silent, nothing, and I was Matt's co-pilot for everybody. So we're driving in his Tacoma, black truck. It's not. I don't think you had tires on it that it was raised yet, did you?
No.
You might have just gotten them actually. I don't remember, but we're driving, and we're looking at all these like nice little log cabins up in the mountains, and then you just hear everybody look. Nothing Matt can do besides either kill us or kill the ducks. So you just hear dunk dunk. Look, feathers. You look in the back window. Matt questions whether or not he can stop and save them. Though it was like, yeah, they were beheaded. Like one, I think, ducked, if I remember right. One ducked, and the other one was just like looking at the dead one. Like, what's
I think they all survived.
I mean, let's think. I hope, but I'm pretty sure the cars behind us all stopped and were like, that motherfucker. But then Matt was afraid that we were going to get chased down by the cars
FEMA.
and like murdered. Yeah, FEMA was going to come after us and yell at us for doing something. I forgot about that one. That one was funny. Not funny. It was sad. It was fucked up, but it was also interesting. But so yeah, there was that.
One time I did a road trip when Rick was moving out here. For those that don't know Rick, he's a good guy. He's one of my best friends. But we were both single dudes, so we decided to try Tindering as we went. And this is like why I think some people can just use that stuff and they're good at it and others aren't. But like, yeah, Rick would like find dates in like every town we would be on. He was talking to one chick that he met in Tennessee like the whole time, all the way.
Wait, he did this on the road trip?
On the road trip. We'd like stop at a place, he'd Tinder, he'd match, he'd start his little convo.
That's funny. He loves Tinder, dude. Every road trip. I mean, the recent one, he was thinking about using that. You there?
Yeah, you just froze for a second.
Yeah, you guys both froze. But nah, I mean, that's funny. Did he actually meet up with anybody?
I don't remember. I think when we were in Tennessee and he was talking to the chick, he was trying to meet up, but then something happened and it fell apart, maybe? I think that sounds right.
just fell apart. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's probably what would happen every time on Tinder. I'm not a fan. I've never used actually successfully, but I don't know if I would also trust
What do you
that.
define success?
I mean, I've never went on and actually messaged anybody on it. Like, I mean,
Oh
I've
wow,
used
just
it.
like basic level.
Yeah, like, but I never like went through Tinder in the middle of Kansas and was like, let's see who I can match. I mean, it's probably pretty fun, especially at that age. But have you ever done an international road trip? Migs just said something in the chat. International road trip.
No, I went to Canada once with a friend of mine named Moshe.
You drove there from Seattle?
Yeah.
Well, I guess would you consider our tour of Vietnam a road trip? We did a lot of miles.
But we didn't really, I mean, I don't know if we really went anywhere.
No, we just kind of went up the Hoi Van Pass and then drove around.
Yeah.
We drove a lot of miles. Maybe it wasn't as many as I thought just because it was on scooters, but they were still fast enough.
But I did was just like when I was talking to Chi, I was like, oh, you should come to San Diego and then drive to Mexico. But holy shit, dude, I didn't realize how big Mexico is. Like to go from San Diego to Cancun, which is all the way down to like the southern tip, it's like 16 hours.
Do you think that's because the roads probably aren't as fantastic?
I don't know. It's just a big ass piece of land. Like I didn't realize it was that big. I was just sharing my map with this chat, but she's not letting me share it.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, you see that? Like, look how big this is, especially compared to like the U.S., right?
Oh yeah. Gee, if you cut the Mexico and slap it, how much space does it take? Can we do that? I want to see how big Mexico actually looks on the United States.
Yeah, cut it up, G.
Los Angeles, yeah, because if he saw us there, we could drive down and see him in San Diego.
But he wants to go to Cancun. So I think it was 16 hours. But this will put it in perspective here. 51 hour.
Holy shit.
51 hours, dude. Yeah, 2,000.
Several days.
Look how long it is of a trip.
That's basically my drive across the country. Yeah, wow. That's nuts.
Sorry, Google Maps shows all my saved fucking places. That's annoying.
Have you been to all those places?
No, these are all places I want to go. One podcast we could just dive into all the cool places in the world that I have.
That's
like
what
if
we'll
you
do.
look at my map, it's got a ton of shit. Nothing in Russia though.
They probably just deleted it. You're not allowed to view it. Nothing in Africa either.
Yeah. Maybe that's what we do, dude. Maybe like after 3 years, we retire and we go and just explore Africa and just do IG posts of cool places in Africa. There's got to be places there. Same with Russia.
100%. I think we should definitely just get back into photography. Go back to our roots. Or at least I think we should. I have to get a new camera. Got to get rid of the Nikon and get a Sony. Keep up with you boys. So
another cool thing we could do is like figure out how to get like cool weightlifting shots or gymnastics shots. But I think it's a lighting game.
Yeah, but that would be cool. Gymnastics, but then that's also risky. Drones are illegal in most places too, right? Because I was gonna say like drones.
Yeah, you can't fly. I don't think you can even fly it at the gym. I think George tried.
And he got in trouble?
You to hack it. No, it just won't. He has the drone that you can't. It won't even let you fly it.
Well, George is dumb because he doesn't know how to do it. You just got to basically with DJI, you just submit an application and they approve it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If it's legal.
Yeah, if you just got to go in and it's like it just I think alerts the local aerial people. Maybe he's not dumb. He's a pilot. He probably knows maybe you're not allowed, but they have a local aerial thing where you can go ahead and submit, and then it approves that zone for flying for X amount of time to a certain height. Yeah. Probably because that's pretty close to an airport. Maybe you're not allowed, but I'm sure we can figure it out. And if not, that's stupid.
Well, there's the Oxnard Airport here. There's the Ventura Airport. There's the Santa Paula Airport. There's like a bunch.
Coast Guard, yeah. So it's probably might be like a
no-fly
zone.
And some parks are banned.
Yeah, because they fly. Well, national
like
parks.
Like Arroyo Verde, you can't fly it either.
Yeah, and national parks you're not allowed to either. But I mean, it's like when drones first got popular, and we would go on our trips, and we would be like, "How did they get that shot?" We'd get so pissed off. We knew it was from drones, but it was just like such a disadvantage. We couldn't get the angles they were getting unless we like put our lives on the line. And even at that was like, you still can't get the pic.
Yeah.
But
I've always wanted to play with one of those long telescope zoom lenses too.
G has them. He's supposed to buy some. We're also trying to help him set up his LLC. Willie Photography will be launched soon. Something else
Congrats, G.
I forget. What happened?
Nothing. He just got small. You're big now.
Oh, about his company. Yeah, I don't know. My camera, this thing's odd. I was gonna say something though about travel again, road trips, but I forget. Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, that's our road trip stuff, I guess. I forget. I was gonna say something. Just washed my brain. Now it's gone.
Gee, we got anyone on the call now? We're open to take calls now.
I can send the link, but I can't leave my phone because then
I can send the link out too.
Yes. We just chatted. He's got the link again. I mean, aside from that, we can dig in. We can, talk about some other stuff. We can end the podcast. I posted on Instagram. No one J'd up. Or at least, G, are you able to see how many viewers we got? Because it doesn't say on my phone. Does it say on yours, Matt?
No, doesn't say.
It used to say.
I think that's the tech guy. Well, he's the guy, the big guy in control.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You have to be in top.
Looks like we have 3 viewers.
3 viewers. Interesting. I mean, it's not our best performance in the podcast, but I'm supposed to.
I think that's just going to come down to more social media engagement, scheduling the cast, getting people prepped up.
Yeah, we need to have call-ins. We need to have people lined up. BT was ready earlier, but he's mad at us right now. He said the fuck off. All right, BT, click the link.
He said he's working with the big wings. I think he meant wings.
Come on, dude. Just click the link. Who cares?
What's
I'll
BT
get you a job
do for work?
He's something like I'm recruiting. We did completely different.
It broke up. Were you saying he was trying to be a games athlete?
BT, he thinks he's a games athlete already. His big thing is he kind of walks around and says, "Look at these guns," and then he does his power cleans. He knows what's up.
Wait, does that intimidate members like Vince?
Vince, he's usually intimidated by most members. We're going across the routes tomorrow, so he's excited about that. I paid the $25 drop-in fees per athlete. Signed up for the.
For those that don't know, this is like one of the top gyms in terms of coaching and following the methodology.
Interesting enough, they cap their classes at 4 or 12 people. Level 4s, there's 2 level 4s at the gym, and everybody else is standard as a level 3, which is put into perspective. Me and Matt are the level 3 credential, which is the highest you can have right now. Level 4s were not grandfathered in, but they're very select few. But everybody else under that, all of our coaches were level 1s and level 2s.
Yeah.
This gym is top tier. So if you're looking for
do they have any athletes that train there?
Let him in. Let him in.
What up?
I can't let
Welcome.
him in. What up, dude?
What up? How we doing?
Good, man.
What up, dude? And just before you get in trouble at work, tell us real quick, what's new? How's the gym?
It's
Any
good.
road
I
trip
like
stories
it.
you got?
One time I got
You
stuck
got
in
any
a
crazy
seatbelt.
road trip stories for us?
Yeah, I got
In a
stuck in a
seatbelt in the
seatbelt
car
when I
or
was
an
a kid.
airplane?
In a car.
And did you and what happened? The police had to come?
No, we had to pull over. We had to take it all apart. And then I got out. But yeah, I was
All right,
playing.
dude. Yeah.
Got stuck in it.
So that's a good experience for you. So moving forward, never get stuck in a seatbelt. Look at that, fucking 4 monitors, dude. Slaying some deals.
Show Luke the cubicle life, man. Give Luke a quick preview of what it's like. Do they let you decorate it?
Chat, dude. We'll throw you in next, Eric. Queue up.
BT, do you get to decorate it?
Yeah,
how you see
what are all
fit,
those
or is there
post-its?
rules?
I got this guy.
Okay.
These are just little reminders.
That's it.
People
Yeah,
that
he
I gotta
doesn't
get in
use
touch
software.
with.
It looks like
Yeah,
he
doesn't
still
like
uses
Trello,
the Post-its.
Yeah. Why are you looking at what's on your Excel spreadsheet right there? Is that your control panel for PC? Oh shit!
These
So
are
that's
all
your
our
lead board.
jobs.
Oh, okay. They're not your leads. He's a recruiter. If anybody was interested in knowing about that.
If you need
going
a
to
client, I think Eric John is looking for a client too. So maybe you could connect with him.
Can you
I don't
help
know
one
what
of
you're looking
our
for.
buddies get a job?
I can try. Is he in IT?
No, and he's not very good with computers.
He's a man of all skills and trades, dude. Eric's
I don't
probably one of
know.
the best guys I know. He's one of Matt's
What about the
best
RAM
friends.
situation though? Remember, he didn't have the RAM plugged
Yeah,
in all
that's
the
also
way?
true. I'm probably more IT than Rick is, but Rick's a hard worker. I mean, did you work with him at Palomas?
No, I don't. I have no idea who you're talking about.
No. Well,
Did he work at
you've
Chelsea?
never met him, I guess. No, I don't think so. Did you?
No.
No, that was the same error.
That's a shame. I mean, does your job? Do you like your job, dude? It seems miserable there. You're not talking. Like you're scared.
I'm on the clock. I'm on the clock.
All right, dude. All right. Well, I mean, it was
Thanks
nice
for
seeing
calling
you,
in,
dude.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
we're
figured
about
you
to
guys
get-
needed a call in.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. We're gonna try to get Rick in here. He's about to show us new music.
He claims you guys worked out together, though.
Eric,
Me?
join up in the chat.
Yeah.
G needs you. I'm gonna plug you in.
Yeah.
The links in the comments. G, drop Eric the link again.
Luke, is that true? Did Eric and BT work out? Because it says that they did one time, or Eric says that.
No, you're confused with Jamie. Yeah, so this is the better half right here that you're talking to right now, Rick. This is the better
more
half. So if
calm.
you're looking for a purebred athlete, yeah, like go to my Instagram, Nobo Athletics or whatever I changed it to. Brian's the guy with the shirt off in all the shots, the shredded one. He's got an 8-pack. He's got lats, delts, traps. He can do 30 strict ring dips in a row.
Who's more fit, Brian, you or Vince?
I don't know. Vince is pretty fit.
Yeah, Vince is a pretty fit dude. I was trying to explain to Vince, like in the top 10 of like, he's probably falls in the top 10 of fitness for his age category for around the world.
All right, I'm out of here,
guys.
boys.
All right, Brian.
See you, dude.
Thanks for dropping in. Rick, Eric, let Rick in.
Is he
clicking the
requesting to
link?
be in?
I don't know. I can't see it. Our tech guy's not saying much in the comments.
She said our tech guy says we shouldn't even care about you viewers, that you're all pieces of scum and we should just ignore you.
Yeah, he did. But anything else for the viewers, dude? Eric's dog shit. Got anything left? We're heading to Colorado. We're gonna get some bull testicles for dinner, grill them up. Then we're going to the gym tomorrow, and then podcast next week will be launched in the new studio.
So I think one of the goals for Luke, since he's gonna be working at our gym now, well, Luke and I, is we need to create. I want to create a day or a class, 1 hour, the ultimate fitness test, so that it's just one benchmark that you could do and see like where everyone's fitness is. We got to figure out how to point it. Like I feel like CrossFit's got benchmarks, but each benchmark just kind of just hones in on like one thing.
Well, the only way we be able to do that is like essentially creating multiple tests within the hour.
Yeah, multiple tests.
So you would have to dig down. It would have to be like some sort of like organic style test that checks all the organic ones. And then you'd have to do one that does all the neurological ones, and they would have to be like rest built in, and you have to do a bunch of shit like stamina. I agree. CrossFit's benchmarks.
Some are easy. Like I feel like stamina is easy. Just how many wall balls can you do unbroken?
Like how many can I do unbroken?
No, that would be a test for stamina.
Oh,
like
okay. Yeah.
how long can your muscles hold on for?
Yeah.
Harder ones though is like, how do you test coordination in the Olympics? That'd be a hard event to come up with.
How do you test coordination?
Yeah.
Wall balls, again, they test coordination. As somebody fatigues who can continue, just narrow down the target, make it smaller. Every time they miss the target, it doesn't count as a rep.
All right, that could work.
Yeah. So, I mean, you got to remember, like, Karen does a lot of stuff. Flexibility.
How do you test flexibility?
Power, speed, flexibility. Can you get full depth? So, you got to – all these things are tested. Flexibility, like, gee, let's pop your camera on. Is Eric in? He's just messaged. Let's check. We'll check his squat.
He says he's not in.
It says it doesn't know how to work it. You just got to press the link, Rick, that our tech guy posted 10 times now.
Gee, did you need an IT job? We'll hook you up with Brian Trainer, by the way.
Yeah, it can get you kind of wherever you want in the world. If you want a job in Mexico, we can go in Mexico. But no, all those skills essentially.
Well, yeah, all
test it.
workouts are going to test it, but what is a true test? Like, what is going to test the most flexibility demand?
I think Ben Bergeron have said it before. I think he's talked overhead squat, like flexibility. Really, like if you don't have range of motion, because like you have got to define what flexibility is, and I would say flexibility, in my eyes, trying to keep it simple, short, and sweet, is just like range of motion almost. How do you have full ranges of motion? What's CrossFit's definition in the 10 general physical skills? They define it in like 6 words.
Look it up.
I think it's something about ranges of motion. Gee, can you pull that up for the viewers?
Would it be holding and ranges of motion?
Yeah, or it's like reaching full end ranges of motion, I think. I don't know if it's about holding. Maybe it's like probably comfortable.
Yeah. Because, I mean, that's all yoga is. You're just holding an end range of a position, and it builds your flexibility.
Yeah. Yeah, did you pull it up what CrossFit defines it as?
I can do it. Talk to the viewers while they figure out
Yeah,
this
I don't have
Eric thing.
Yeah, I don't have my computer. If I go to look it up, it's all jacked up. But so yeah, there's that. I think most of these workouts go down. To keep this episode tied together, you guys, this is basically what road trips turn into, just conversations of things that you never knew could happen. So, you know, we're going to teach you guys real quick what the methodology of CrossFit is in a couple minutes here. A little bit of it. Oh my God, Rick. Can you demonstrate a couple things for us, man? This is Rick. This is the guy we were talking about in about minute.
Introduce yourself. Give a little intro.
This is Guayaki yerba mate. You get at Whole Foods, Target for $2.99. Totally recommend it.
Is it sugar free? Yeah. Oh, we can hear it. We can hear it.
Okay. Are you driving fucking podcasting?
Yeah, I'm Kansas right now, dude. Gee, can you
Who's
show
driving?
me on the
Is
map
there nobody
where
else
I
in
am?
the car with you? Ah, there you
Yeah,
go.
I got a Tesla, dude. I'm just driving. I have a Tesla now. The new job's pretty good. So,
yeah, dude, I'm excited for you guys. You ready?
Yeah. We were just talking about something I had to ask. But did you watch the beginning of the podcast?
No, I just woke up.
Well, oh shit, dude. Well, Eric is Matt's best friend, guys. He was the best man. He's probably like
Alleged best man.
Yeah, if you were gonna like simplify this, and like the Dos Equis guy, the most interesting man in the world, Eric is probably like he falls pretty much under that. He's like 12th most interesting man in the world. Like
Trill's actually related to the Dos Equis guy.
Is she?
Yeah.
No way.
Oh, wow.
Didn't you miss that?
When did you find that out?
A long time ago.
One of
Her
our
sister
aunts, right?
Patty married the son of the world's most interesting man.
Yeah,
He's actually
she just told us
Jewish.
about this actually. Yeah,
He's
she just
not
told us about
Latino
this.
at all.
He doesn't
At the
even
beach,
speak
or not.
Spanish.
No.
What the hell is this?
That's Hollywood, dude. It's a Hollywood true story.
That's
Uncovering the facts here.
It's true love, dude. True love. All right, Rick, tell us a
what's
little bit
this
about you,
podcast
man.
about? What's this
Well, today we
podcast
just
about?
finished
What's
up.
the theme
We're
to
about to ask you some questions. Today's topic conversation was road trips, all about road trips. So Matt was telling us about a road trip you went on with him, actually. So it's
Yeah,
great
it
that
was
we
a good
have you
time.
here. And he said your favorite thing on that road trip. You guys were both single, so everybody, they were both single, so it was allowed. Eric was on Tinder as they were
We
driving
both
through.
were. We both were. We were competing.
Oh, you both were on Tinder. Can you tell us a little bit more about that, Rick?
Well, I mean, it was pretty unsuccessful, I think, in terms of we never met anybody, right?
You met somebody.
let's
You met that one chick. Remember?
Define
Then you broke her
success,
heart.
first of all.
What are you talking about? Which chick did I
The
meet?
chick in Tennessee.
I didn't meet her. I matched her.
You match her. You
Yeah,
had a
of course.
combo.
We matched a lot of people, but I'm saying we didn't actually meet anybody. But yeah, I remember I fell in love with her. Like,
Yeah,
Have a
of
good
course
day.
you did.
she liked Daredevil.
Yeah.
That's why I liked her. She looked the
Yeah.
same TV show as me.
Fell in love. Okay, so this was Matt said this was when you moved to Portland.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a good time.
How many road trips have you been on? And we define
Not
road
just
trips
that.
as like
Not
over a
just
certain
that.
amount of
No
time.
way, dude.
That-
Well,
Remember-
no, we went on any road trip that I went on was probably with Matt, and I mean, I guess the Chet road trip, right?
Yeah.
That was
Twice.
it. Those two.
Yeah.
I mean,
You
I
have
don't know.
like what's your most epic story from a road trip? And again, keep it PG, dude. We got G here. He's got young years on him.
I mean, my favorite stories happened during that road trip with Matt, the first one, but and I don't know how much I'm allowed to talk about it. Matt was kind of a rowdy boy that trip.
Is he allowed to talk about it, Matt?
Am I allowed to talk about
Which
it?
trip?
You know, like little Virginia things like that.
Yeah, you can talk about that.
All right, let's hear it. So you stopped in Virginia Beach.
Literally, no. Literally, the first part of the road trip was destination Thomas Morris at was Blacksburg, Virginia.
TM,
right?
dude,
Blacksburg,
TM.
right? And we went to the old college town of Virginia Tech. That's where he went to college, right? Virginia Tech. Vince, back me up. Is that Blacksburg?
Is Virginia Tech, Blacksburg, Virginia? Vince doesn't know anything about geographics there.
And we visited Thomas, and we were checking out his acting ability. He had like a play practice in the beginning of the day, and then at night was the big party. So Matt and I had to get our party faces on, and we got ourselves some stuff to party with. Can I say? Should I say it? I guess I should.
Yeah,
Say
it's
pharmaceutical.
We got some pharmaceutical drugs.
Big pharma, dude.
I should say I should preface it by when we went to the practice, there was this girl that I was really into, right? I was like, oh, she's really cute. I hope she goes to the party. Matt shows no interest whatsoever. We get to the party, we take the pharmaceuticals, and Matt is all over this chick, creepiest. It
This is the chick that you wanted.
Yeah, of course. It's always that way. I mean, like I said in my speech.
Nah. What had happened was she gave me a look at one point, and my mind was
didn't even look at him. I think her eyes.
Man will die for points, dude. Man will die for points.
And man, he just immediately took over. Yeah, that was ruined.
Was he successful? Where'd it go? How'd this?
No, the chick had a boyfriend. She wasn't giving him a look. If anything, she was giving him a scared look. Like, why is this guy keep looking at me? Oh, it was hilarious. It was a good time.
Did you do the typical Eric John and step in and save him?
No, I actually tried to get away from him.
Yeah,
Because when I'm on pharmaceuticals, I just like to chill out. You know, I'm a more mellow guy.
Thomas was actually with a better friend. Thomas was talking me through it.
He probably told you to chill out too, though.
Nah, he
through the
was
situation or the
get Thomas on
here.
Yeah, get Thomas on. He said I was a lover, and he understood it.
Thomas is in love now. If you actually talk about Thomas.
Yeah, he is.
I've seen that. Good for him. I'm happy he's going to be getting married.
I just saw this story. They did something together. I don't know if it was like a reading or something like that.
I think it was like a Romeo and Juliet style ballad that they did together.
Ballad? They're singing?
Yeah, that's what a ballad.
You just made that up.
I don't know. I saw on Instagram something about them being in love with each other, and looking at her. Yeah, they're good at that stuff. I've never been in love like that, so.
Nah, you've been in love, dude.
Don't talk.
You want to talk about it?
We can't talk about it.
Don't talk about Luke's life. I'm more of just I'm here, I'm the podcast guy. We ask you the questions.
Can I ask you a question though? Where you guys at?
We're in Kansas, and right now we're getting pretty close to the border. Yeah, we're almost in Colorado, so we'll be in Colorado, and then we'll be. What time is it where you are, Rick?
3:52.
All right, so it's 2:52. It's about to be 1:52 for us once we cross the border, and then we'll be in Colorado at 5.
Did you not stop yet?
Yeah. We stopped last night. We were gonna drive through the night, and we would have been in Colorado, but Vince's dude.
So you're not road tripping it. You're just right there.
We're about to settle down. We're going to the CrossFit gym tomorrow. You miss a lot of this. So CrossFit gym tomorrow. We're hitting Rachel up tonight. We'll hang out. Got to see my boy Jason Ackerman tomorrow.
Nice.
And then we're going to see my boy Nick Lichetto at some point, and then we're going to shoot across, hit Las Vegas up. Fucking
oh, you going to Vegas?
Shit,
ready, dude. I'm flying in.
Yeah, we'll meet you there. We'll pick you up at the airport. Just be there by Saturday. So you got to book your flight. And then after that, then I'll be home on Sunday. And then I coach Monday morning.
I just got a warm spot in my heart for a second when you said home. That made me happy.
When are you coming?
No,
are you still moving out there? Is the question. Yeah, Matt's gonna have to do the road trip with you.
He's still moving.
I mean, we'll
I'm
see how this
trying to
interview
find
goes,
us.
dude. 3 days.
I'm trying to buy us time on the. She wants to know ASAP, so I'm trying to find us a second spot to live in. with
You're
my boy
cutting out.
Aaron.
Did you hear him,
G, can
Matt?
you throw a picture up of me and Aaron?
He talks
You
so
lost
fast,
me.
he cuts right through the delays.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll slow it down for the
It'll,
next podcast. We're
Yeah.
all about feedback here from the No Boat group. So if you guys have any feedback, please leave feedback in the comments. But also,
Random tech guy. Did you see G before you left? I guess you didn't, right?
No.
no, he's coming. He's flying into Los Angeles on Friday.
But
and then
yeah,
he's
in the
driving to
same
Mexico.
vein, G's not really putting any effort in to see us.
Yeah.
Booked
I mean,
the
you do live
vacation
across
to
the country.
Cancun. Well, he's going to Cancun.
You going
Yeah,
to Cancun, tech guy?
Yeah.
That's amazing. What
Call
for?
him
Is
G,
it
the
the
tech
wedding?
guy.
Shh, you're not talking about that, or he's going to cut the stream.
No, he's going on vacay, dude.
Oh, shit, dude.
Gee, they're
So-
just in like they have a thing going for them right now. They just like Eric wants to get married. Matt just got married. Me and Yuji, we're gonna fucking ride the single life forever.
He's
Ride
not
the
single.
train.
He's just tied up as a cat.
I don't know if you want to sign him up for that, Luke, especially with Migs watching.
Wait a minute, I have a
it's true.
question. G, are we still trying to do Saturday? Big Halo Land Saturday, maybe. We gotta try it. Let's see what he says.
G
What
doesn't
is
like
a
road
Halo
trips,
Land?
dude.
Can you
Yeah,
explain it
he's-
for the audience? And
He's
Vince?
already questioning it. Like he doesn't remember what we talked about.
Yeah, explain the land.
Explain what
for
an
us, and then-
H1 LAN is to Vince.
So, back in the day, in the years of 2005, people used to gather with these devices called Xboxes, and you couldn't get online with them, so you had to connect them via Ethernet cable, and we would gather several TVs and several of these Xboxes and play the greatest game of all time, known as Halo 1, Combat Evolved.
So you guys
That's
would
good. A
travel.
little
to
long of a definition. I would explain it better as like it's live multiplayer. Like you are in the room with the people you're playing with.
Right, correct,
Yeah.
yeah. But it's not,
Short and
it's just
sweet.
important that it's not on the same TV. It's separate TVs,
Vince, do you get it?
So to like explain it a little. So you
He's cutting
Just
out
be
again.
like-
out
Yeah,
again.
sometimes we just talk over him when he
Yeah.
does this.
How's work going today?
Chill.
Matt, you wear the same shirt every day. I've seen that shirt like
I
30
love this
times
shirt,
now.
dude. It just speaks like it's such a good shirt.
Is he
Can you hear
good?
me now?
He's checking himself out now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just
Alright.
showing you the new hat, dude.
I
Can you
know.
hear
Yeah,
me?
you didn't get. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was just saying, like, LAN was before technology, essentially, right?
It was before your time. Yeah, you're
Well-
too young for that.
Just for the people to understand, like, everybody's on a different console because games weren't designed to like play with strangers from across the world.
Back then.
And so you guys would meet up. Would you do pharmaceuticals at these events?
Yes, we would sometimes take pharmaceuticals to enhance our gameplay.
But with G,
Okay, so yeah,
I thought G was a virgin.
I don't know. I'll let you speak for himself. I can't remember. Although we definitely went ham on some cases of Corona before during lands. I remember one time. Here's what I'll say about G. I don't like to give him any.
you gotta be nice.
I don't want to speak for G, but like in a positive way, I like to shit on G. But I will say the guy's got more stamina when it comes to video game playing than anybody I've ever met. I remember one time. Was it the first time we played with you? No, it was the second time, I think. We did a LAN over at G's house in Jersey, and we played probably for 12 hours straight, right? It was like me and a bunch of my friends that came over. And I wake up the next morning. Well, no, it was probably afternoon at this point. Sun's glaring in my eyes, and G comes in the house. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? He's like, oh, I just played hockey with my friends. And then we get up and we play again. I was like, I'm so impressed by that. I do not have that stamina.
Yeah, G's got it locked down. He's pretty good at that stuff.
Yeah, so maybe he'd be good at CrossFit. I don't know. I mean, he might be
He
out of shape
definitely-
by now.
He's done CrossFit for about 2 months and then he stopped. I don't know what
I
happened.
feel like
His
2
doctor-
months is generous.
Yeah, that's probably true. He did it for a month and then his doctor told him no, don't do it.
He's
I
got
think he
one
should
there.
do. I think he should do
Injury.
sports again. But he blames it on me making him quit. It was more along the lines of, gee, just his doctor told him it was bad for him.
So, G, you're just done with athleticism altogether now? Like, I mean, you're
Well,
an
he's a
esports
photographer
guy.
now,
I
dude.
get that. Yeah, he's a photographer. That's true. Too. That's a lot of
Yeah.
work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you guys dropped down. Yeah, he's over it. But
yeah, you're like almost Vince's age, dude. You got to get that fucking cardio back up.
He'll be all right. He'll be good, dude.
Vince's posture looks good for being in the driver's seat.
Yeah. I tried to tell him, Migs, I think he should be into the CrossFit. Me and Matt will try it again for him. See if he'll get back into it. Maybe that gift that Matt sent him from the Novo group will inspire him.
Could be an L1 gift card. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. The gift is random. Did you send him it yet?
No, not yet.
All right, well, let's ship it to him.
You
So
have to
how
write the
long is this
card.
podcast going to be? You're at an hour and
This
10
is
minutes.
it. This is it. We're wrapping it
Yeah.
down. Like,
All
Eric,
right.
G, you can kick him out if you want. All right. G, remove Eric from the chat.
Yeah, I'll give you the honors.
Eric, it was great.
Always a pleasure, dude.
Oh, we're losing Luke too. Wow. Can't handle the internet. Some closing remarks, chat. In case those were wondering how we define flexibility, it's defined simply as the ability to maximize the range of motion at a given joint. So yes, getting all the way to the end range of motion for a given joint.
Yeah, not holding it though, right?
No, just being able to get it there.
Get it there, yeah. So we'll design that test and then we're going to post on our YouTube channel. We'll talk about that. So next time, let's dig into what is fitness. We're going to talk about what is fitness, guys. We're going to go on a deep tangent with CrossFit. Okay?
That's a big topic. I think you got to break it down even more.
Yeah, we're going to break it down. We're going to do what we did today. We're going to do 30 minutes of. We'll do a 10-minute general lecture on the what is fitness lecture, and then we're going to talk about. We'll do the hopper model, and then we're going to have some guests on, and like they're going to explain how they think they would perform at random sets of tasks.
Yeah.
So we'll do the hopper models. And next week we're going to talk about the what is fitness. We might have a pop-up podcast this Sunday night with some special guests as well.
We would, but I
will
don't
be
think we
on
can
YouTube.
because the tech guy said he's not available.
Yeah, we'll talk to him. But all right, so that's what we'll talk about next time. We got a lot in the chat going on right now.
That's the private chat.
Yeah, so G, you let us know. We'll figure out in YouTube. Don't forget to press the bell. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like. Instagram channel will be coming up soon. We're going to have a private Discord chat for the public. Anybody that subscribes, the tech guy will do that. My pilot here is starting to get tired. I have to step in and drive.
All right. I think Luke's losing service. So we'll probably have a podcast coming up here next Friday for sure. Sunday will be a pop-up. So just, again, click that bell, look for the notification when it comes your way. Tune in. That, again, depends on our brains of the operation, Gazzo's availability. But we'll definitely have a podcast next Friday. We'll be live at the studio. HQ, Luke will be here. So look forward to that. We'll dig in a little bit to the hopper model of what is fitness in CrossFit. So, yeah, look forward to seeing you. Cut it, G. Play the music. There.